Nuclear physics for 1,000, please, Alex.
On the lookout for your favorite TV celebrity? Try tuning in a game show.
Jerry Springer, Tom Green,
Rosie O'Donnell.
Pick any game show and you can bet it'll be more emotional, more dramatic,
Go away! Go away!
more suggestive,
Playing around with what?
Bazooms.
And don't, well, do it. Forget the game, just keep jumping up and down.
and just generally more exciting.
Bam!
When the stars come out.
What happened to Wheel of Fortune? Something's gone very, very wrong.
Can you remember your favorite celebrity game show moment?
Bachelor number 3. It's the holiday season, and I'm Santa. You're on my lap.
And what do I do?
Well, get set, and we'll show it to you
Is this thing working?
next on GSN. Hi, I'm Chuck Woolery. Celebrities have always been a welcome addition to TV game shows. From TV's early days, viewers have tuned in to see their favorite stars let their hair down and just be themselves. And game shows have traditionally provided an excellent arena to do just that.
Somebody's rigged this again so that the third position gets in right away.
We never seem to get it right, do we?
Yes, it's hate Regis around here.
Estelle Harris.
What's it gonna be?
I'm gonna have luck.
All right.
Oh, my God, I've been under a...
In return for showing up, celebs get to keep their faces in the public eye.
When is Niles finally going to realize the fulfillment of his lustings after Daphne Moon?
My guess would be sometime in Sweeps Week.
Raise money or awareness for a pet cause.
Richard, we're playing for the benefit of World Vision.
It's the Larry King Cardiac Foundation.
Rock the vote.
Or just have fun. And there are other prizes you just can't put a price on. For stars like Jodie Foster, appearing on Jeopardy was the fulfillment of a lifelong dream.
You have said in the past that one of your fantasies was appearing as a contestant on this program. I wonder, with regard to acting, you've done, I don't know, over 30 films with some of the major male stars in our industry. Do you have any fantasies there about people you have not worked with before but you would like to?
Only you, Alex.
What's my line?
Back in the early days of TV, shows like What's My Line not only featured media personalities as panelists, but they peppered the show with celebrity appearances as so-called mystery guests.
The panel is putting on the blindfolds.
Are you an actor?
Oh, yeah. Have you ever been in motion pictures?
Well, the reception was accorded you makes me feel that your face is reasonably familiar to the public. Is that correct?
Well, sir, I just don't know. I'm not...
Have you,
Yes.
It has to be Danny Kaye.
And it is. Are you male?
Yes.
Were you ever James Bond 007?
Is one of you red-haired and the other ski-nosed?
No.
No.
My name is Paul Newman, and I've got a secret.
In 1956, Paul Newman was a rising young star. His secret was that he sold panelist Henry Morgan a hot dog at the World Series that same day.
Hey, gentlemen, get your hot drink.
Listen as the future Academy Award winner describes how he got swept up in his own practical joke.
I got the tray full of hot dogs, and I got into the outfit and everything, and then I started to walk up to get into the area where you were, and I just got into the aisle, sort of. This one guy kicked me and said, 6, please. I turned around, so I started handing out hot dogs. I sold $26 worth of merchandise in a half an hour. I could not get anywhere near you.
2 decades later, young wannabe performers were appearing on game shows in the hope that someone would notice them and give them that big break.
Okay, I'm an interior designer. I moved here a year ago from Wichita, Kansas.
Here's interior designer Kirstie Alley making her first appearance on Password Plus.
For the game, Kirstie. Noisy, tail, venom.
Rattlesnake.
Is it a rattlesnake? You won the game!
Game shows evidently agreed with Kirstie because she came back for more, this time on Match Game PM.
Say your answer.
South.
Southpaw.
It might have been these game show successes that caused Kirstie to change career plan. And that proved to be a good move because 14 years later, she won an Emmy for her role as Rebecca Howe on the hit comedy series Cheers.
And Vanna White, come on down!
And who knew in 1980 that attractive young Vanna White appearing here as a contestant on The Price is Right would see her name become nearly synonymous with another long-running TV game show.
When Vanna was invited to come on down, one of them read her T-shirt where it says, "Get serious." And he said, I am.
Do you recognize this face? Paul Rubens got his start on The Gong Show before going on to create one of TV's most familiar and popular characters, Pee Wee Herman. But whether famous or not, actors without scripts find that in the world of game shows, they don't necessarily always win the prize or get the girl. And that happy endings are sometimes hard to come by.
Here's an interesting question. What part of you says yes on a date, and what part of you says no?
I'm sorry, I don't understand.
Stay tuned, and we'll show you what we mean. Chuck Barris's Dating Game had its premiere in 1965 and quickly became one of the most popular game shows in TV history. It was built around the idea of singles looking for love. Now, adding celebrities to the mix heightened the fun and made the reveal an even bigger surprise.
This is it, isn't it? You ready? All right. Let me tell you a little something about the gentleman you chose. This fellow plays Heath Barkley on The Big Valley. If you've seen the show, you're very familiar with this handsome face, Mr. Lee Majors. Lee, come on and say good morning to Marcia Marriott.
In this format, an attractive young bachelorette might very well win herself a date with a very eligible bachelor. In fact, some of the most eligible gentlemen in the world of media and sports made guest appearances on that show.
Joe Naylor, Steve Martin, Don Johnson, Bill Hartman, Burt Reynolds. All right, we'll start with a hello and see how they sound.
Good afternoon, Teresa.
Hello, Marcia.
Hello, Madonna.
How you going, Jim?
How about saying hello to me?
Hi there, number one. You want to say hi to Kathy or?
Oh, Jim's my mother's name. I'm sorry.
You could score with a famous athlete or a movie star.
Okay, bachelor number 2, what do you have at your house that I like?
Me, I think.
Or be serenaded by a Broadway star.
Sing yourself a love song and really mean it.
Sing it.
Baby, I love you, baby, baby, I love you. Yeah!
The difficulty lay in finding the prince among the frogs.
Number one, would you say hi to Patrice, please?
How you doing, Patrice?
How about number two?
How you doing today, Patrice?
And number three?
Hello, Patrice.
Andy Kaufman brought to the show his unique and strange comic persona in 1978. The same year, he would find stardom as Lotka on the hit sitcom Taxi.
Number three wants to say something. Is it all right? He's raising his hand.
You did not ask me. You asked number 2, and then
No,
you went to number 1.
No,
But she did not ask me again.
But it's her prerogative to ask whoever she wants.
But I
You're
was
next. You are next. You're right.
All right. All right.
Here you go. Let's hear your best ending for this sentence. I'll do anything for you except...
Except what?
That's what she wants to know.
You will do anything for me?
No.
Except what?
You will do anything for me except what?
I don't know. Do you know? Not to maybe to stand on my head.
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay, you don't have to stand on your head for me. Okay.
But I will do anything for you if you want me to go on the date.
Oh, thank you.
2 decades before Arliss, actor-comedian Robert Wool appeared to be feeling no pain as Bachelor number 1.
What's the last thing that you did that could be called continental?
The last continental thing I did was I made love to Fernando Lamas.
Here's Steve Martin in 1968, years before finding fame, but already billing himself as a wild and crazy guy.
Complete this sentence. This may sound a little weird, but...
I am naked right now.
Steve appeared twice on the dating game, batting 2 for 2.
May I ask you if there's any reason why you selected him?
I liked it when he said that he wouldn't mop up the floor with his mother because I like my mother.
Isn't that sweet? Well, he's a tender guy.
He wore the same shirt, and he got picked both times.
You'll be heading southward to see the bullfights in Tijuana, Mexico.
This is Bob Saget when he was still an aspiring stand-up comic trying to get a date.
Bachelor number 1, take my head in your hands, look me in the face, and get romantic with me, just like you're going to do on our dates.
Linda, I've never seen a face as smooth as yours. Your skin is so soft and so supple, and...
Thank you, Bachelor number 1. What kind of test would you like to give a girl before you went out with her?
Probably a intense physical, just to make sure everything was okay and you were totally functional.
Well, I'm totally functional.
Today, he's got his own TV game show.
Welcome to a brand new show, 1 versus 100. I'm Bob Saget, and I'm very excited to be here.
You know, it's surprising when it came to getting picked how often the hero played the part of the wallflower while the supporting player got the girl or guy. You just never knew what they were thinking of.
Number 2, so far I'm not awfully impressed with your speaking voice, so I want you to sing the answer to the next question. Why should I pick you?
Honey, if I sing it, you sure won't pick me.
Which one appealed to you the most? Was it Bachelor number 1, Bachelor number 2, or Bachelor number 3? Which one is your choice?
Well, I think number 3.
But wait a minute. Bachelor number 2, he's going to be banged and PI'd.
You do not select Bachelor number 2, and he rides tall in the saddle, too. He's 6'4". Varsity basketball player, would like to be a businessman someday. From Detroit, Michigan, Tom Selleck. Tom, come on and say hello to Madonna. You also did not select Bachelor number 3, Vivian. He, too, is a very funny man, a comedian who's known as the crying comic. As a matter of fact, when you mentioned tears, he said, that's my act. A master impressionist, a fine singer, too, Rip Taylor. Rip, come on and say hello, if you would.
She could have had Rip Taylor, but then... maybe that was the right decision. Now, hold on a minute. You're saying these guys didn't get picked? And Pee-wee did?
Bachelor number 3.
Sure? All right. Is there any particular reason why you chose number 3?
Anyone who speaks like that has to have a wonderful personality.
Well, all's fair in love and war, gentlemen. When you're hidden behind a wall, being famous provided no advantage to a celebrity looking for a winning date. But what about when the star does the picking? Now, you'd think their chances would improve, right?
Number 2, say something very mushy to me right now.
Cream of wheat.
Think again. If celebrities looking for game show love met with mixed success, it was partly because they found themselves on a level playing field having to outshine 2 other contestants. Some decided that relocating to the other side of the wall and doing the picking might be a good way to reduce the odds and improve their chances of making a connection.
Well, I hope your ear is perked up because we have 3 gals who are going to try and win your heart here, Joe.
Having the celebrities do the picking was interesting, but it didn't necessarily make for happy endings.
What part of you says yes on a date, and what part of you says no?
I'm sorry, I don't understand.
What part of you is willing on a date, and what part of you is...
What part of you? Your mind? Your life? Oh.
Without telling me what you're wearing right now, describe what you would have worn if you'd known that I was going to be in this game with you.
I don't understand again.
Why don't we try another question, Joe?
Next question.
Burt Reynolds, like a lot of bachelors, is obviously afraid of commitment to just one bachelorette.
Most people think that actors are self-centered and conceited and self-opinionated and all those things and make a lot of money and are great lovers. Why would you want to go out with a guy like that?
Sounds like a pretty groovy guy to me.
Yes. The most exciting thing about a woman is a combination of things. What are you a combination of?
Oh, I'm a combination of Audrey Hepburn and Sophia Loren and Goldie Hawn.
You got a weird little body there.
Will it be Bachelorette number 1, Bachelorette number 2, or Bachelorette number 3? Bert, who is the lucky lady?
Well, I'm going to take all 3 to Palm Springs and kill myself.
What a way to go.
Do you think that these bachelorettes had any idea that the guy with the thick accent would someday be governor of California? Maybe a better question is, did he?
What does it mean, hanky-panky?
Well, let's see if you understand this. Playing around.
Playing around with what?
My goodness. We might have to take a little time with you.
These are my measurements. Now, don't freak out. Biceps 22 inches, chest 57, waist 33, size 29. What do we have in common?
You get smaller as you go down.
This is not true.
Here, Dick Sargent, star of Bewitched, is hoping to find another Samantha.
How would you like to be painted, when, and where?
At any time, at any place, whenever you say, with whatever you want to use.
How about...
Believe it or not, he didn't pick her.
I draw to a girl with problems, so it's number 3, I think.
Yeah.
Don't worry, dear. Darren's loss is going to be Broadway Joe's game.
Joe, which do you select?
Just a few shows later.
Bachelorette number 2.
Number 2, all right. Congratulations to Bachelorette number 2.
Doing the picking was no easier for ladies. Even the most desirable and gorgeous gals could have trouble finding a good match on the dating game. Here, Three's Company's Suzanne Summers is looking for a Prince Charming. Now, considering the sex symbol she became, you'd almost expect the competition between bachelors to turn physical.
What are you going to do after the show tonight?
How does a long, deathly silence grab you?
Close your eyes and pretend our lips are touching and compose a poem about what you would be feeling.
He's doing. When was the first time I saw thee?
Are you awake?
How long does it take to make a tree?
I'm going home.
Here, a young Sally Field, back in her Flying Nun days, seems to be having difficulty finding her Mr. Right.
Say something very mushy to me right now.
Cream of wheat.
My, would you please, number 3, throw me a gigantical, convincing kiss so I can hear it?
Couldn't get it out?
How about you, number 2? Is that number 2?
That was number 2.
Or is that number 3, finally getting it out? Okay. How about you, number 1?
Same problem there.
I'm in big trouble.
Yeah.
And the Carol Burnett Show's Vicki Lawrence isn't faring any better on her quest for a shining night.
Number 2, I've been told that I look like Carol Burnett's sister. Whose brother do you think you look like?
My brothers.
Number 3, if my mom knew you, how would she dress me?
If your mother knew me, how would she dress me? Well, I think if she knew me...
Maybe we can go to the beach in a little small bikini, kind of, you know, so we can appreciate, so I can appreciate yourself.
We had a date and I called you at the last minute and told you I had a very bad cold. Would you cancel the date because of the cold, or would you come over and catch it?
If you have a cold, my goodness, I've heard the best thing is Vicks Vapor Rub and just rub that all over.
If being a celebrity couldn't necessarily get you a date on the dating game, it follows that it also doesn't necessarily mean they'll have the right answer on other game shows either, as we'll show you.
Well, you always come up so smart in this show. You have all the answers right there.
Absolutely right.
I had the answers right here like you. I'd be the smart one.
And then later, check out the King of Pop on a game show appearance that you won't believe. Game shows like Family Feud, Pyramid, and Wheel of Fortune often featured celebrities or paired them with regular contestants. And as any keen observer of those shows can tell you, when it comes to choosing celebrity partners, there are some you'd prefer, and others, well, you're probably better off just getting the autograph. What should you look for in a celebrity partner?
Pamela? All right, nice talking to you.
Well, enthusiasm is a good place to start.
110 points is nothing.
It's nothing. It's nothing. We laugh at 110 points.
Try to get them while they're still young and sharp, like Billy Crystal here on Pyramid.
The keys.
Right.
Symphony.
Yeah.
Buckingham Palace. Liberace.
Right.
Blazer.
Right. That's got it. That's the win.
And be careful to avoid talk show hosts who can't help you at all.
He is short, he is fat, it's frightening, let's go on. Something to count, fishing rods, things that are...
On the whole, women are generally smarter than men, except, of course, when the category is food.
What is your favorite food?
Tacos.
Let me see a taco.
French fries.
Let me see a French fry.
Hot dogs.
Is number 1 a hot dog? For the steal, the guys say people like pizza. Number 1.
And always take women before football players.
Name something some men hate to wear. David.
Necklaces.
Necklace. Yes, he's tough. Yes, he's the meanest free safety in all sports. And yes, he hates to wear a negligee.
Tell me an excuse a man gives when he stands up his date. Take a guess. 3 seconds. Don't know?
Name something specific that divorcing couples fight over. Michael.
Other women.
Okay. Who gets to keep the other women? When a husband should send his wife flowers. One thing, Ricky, you forgot to hit the buzzer. You smacked like this. Ricky did like this. He said.
You know, this is tougher than it looks, people back home, let me tell you. That's all I got to say.
And definitely take women and football players before wrestlers.
Name someone associated with Julius Caesar. He slapped the buzzer, but you're both... Go ahead. What is it?
King Caesar.
Okay, I think it's... What would have been the bullseye? Brutus! We missed it. Here we go. Brutus, yeah, he's Popeye's buddy, and he killed Julius.
Rule of thumb, if they look like they don't know, they probably don't.
Kareem.
What is,
Gosh.
With your clothing on, can people see it?
what?
With Lynn. Well, you always come up so smart in this show. You have all the answers right there.
Absolutely right.
I had the answers right here like you. I'd be the smart one. Here we go.
And David Letterman still doesn't have any answers.
Flat, open space.
which is why they made him a host.
That's all right, because even if you did win that money, being celebrities, you don't need it, do you? No. So, of course, that money would have been given to me to help fight loneliness. No.
Sure. And finally, when it comes to Regis...
Can I ask a favor of you, Alex? Is this thing working?
You're taking your chances.
Regis will try and master the technique of the signaling button during this commercial break.
Next, forget answers. Let's see what happens when stars try to come up with Jeopardy questions.
Nuclear physics for 1,000, please, Alex.
And then later, we'll reveal the biggest star ever to grace a game show panel.
In the end, only one of us will be left standing.
Deal of cards. Let's play some poker.
All in.
Come up against me. I'll bury you.
High stakes poker. Tomorrow night at 9, 8 Central, only on GSN.
We started Net Zero 8 years ago with a mission to provide the best access at the best price. The internet's changed a lot since then, and Net Zero has changed with it. We added Norton antivirus, pop-up blockers, and built the fastest surfing available over dial-up, and it all downloads in 2 minutes. We've stayed true to our vision of quality internet access with prices as low as $9.95 a month. Plus, if you're not satisfied within the first 30 days, we'll give you your money back. Just another way Net Zero's making the internet easier for you.
When the IRS levied my business and personal accounts, I didn't know where to turn. My CPA recommended American Tax Relief.
If you owe over $10,000 to the IRS or state, call American Tax Relief for a free consultation.
Look, the IRS is offering you a one-time opportunity to settle your debt. This is your 1 second chance. Use it well.
I thought I was going to lose my business, but American Tax Relief got me a second chance.
Call 1-800-TAX-HELP for your free consultation.
And everywhere I go, there's always something to remind me of another place and time.
Dad, where does the Gorton's fisherman catch beer batter fish?
Not exactly. Caught only in the coldest Arctic waters, my beer batter fillets are made with real beer for a hearty taste and crispy crunch that's irresistible. Gorton's beer batter fillets.
Trust the Gorton's fisherman.
Cheez-It packs so much real cheese in such a small bite. People are wondering.
How does Cheez-It do it?
I know. They just... Cheez-It. Cheez-It.
Lots and lots of cheese baked into little bites. Cheez-It, the big cheese.
This is Jeopardy!
The popular game show Jeopardy premiered on March 30th, 1964, and eventually became the most popular quiz show in history, often featuring celebrity weeks where stars played on behalf of their favorite charities.
This week, 15 of your favorite celebrities are going to put their egos on the line as they try to win cash for their favorite charities.
It's a good thing for those charities that much of the prize money was guaranteed.
You don't have to risk all of it. You can risk any part of it.
You're gonna give me the money for a charity anyway, right?
Yes, we are.
Okay, all of it.
All right.
Some people naturally assume that because people are famous, well, they're better informed.
What is the liver?
Yes. Who is Vivian Lee? Correct.
Exactly.
Celebrity Jeopardy went a long way toward dispelling that myth forever.
One common shape of the stomach is like this 10th letter of the alphabet. Dan, what is L? No. They were busy counting. Jason?
What is K?
No. Carol.
J! What is J?
You got it. Yes.
Not all celebrities enjoy looking, well, dumb is not a good word, so let's say less than informed on television.
Charles, where do we start?
A Sport for 200.
All right, on January 13th, 1999, this Chicago Bulls player retired after 13 seasons in which he averaged 31.5 points a game. Martha.
Who was Michael Jordan?
You're right. What happened, Charles? Take her out. His first important commission in Amsterdam was to paint that city's Guild of Surgeons. And he wrote down, who is Alex Trebek, and who knew about my career as an artist?
Who knew?
Rembrandt. And that leaves you with no money, but leaving him with nothing. Leaving him with no money. You go all the way down to zero.
$100 is all I've won? I've been killing myself here.
So you are down to 900. You've got to start building again, Larry.
Of course, sometimes they can get lucky.
Robin.
Who is King George?
Which one?
Oh.
Pick a number.
The third.
Yes.
Oh.
Go again. Jeff.
Who is Survivor?
Yeah.
Wow.
They'll get you.
Who is Depardieu?
That's close enough.
Right,
Gerard
good.
Depardieu.
Oh, yes, that French name.
You got it. Charles.
Who was the Golden Globe?
You got it. You're on the board. Charles, you always come through big in the third and fourth quarters. You know that.
Me and Martha ain't gonna make it today.
They'll try to argue their case.
These guys knows nothing. They simply read my mind and then give the answer. It's ridiculous.
All right, let's see.
Ridiculous game.
You promised to put me on with dumb people and y'all lied.
Futuristic land found in Disneyland and Disney World. Tony.
I don't know.
That's too bad because it's going to cost you $600.
That's not fair.
Yes, it
I
is.
admitted I didn't know.
Yes, but you rang in.
That was a mistake. We're all human.
And it cost you.
Or even quarrel with fellow competitors.
Who is Andrew Carnegie?
I knew it.
I did too. I
Yes.
was just being polite.
Or perhaps cause others to lash out at an innocent host.
Regis.
What is day and night?
No.
Night and day.
All right, we'll give it to you.
Couldn't wait to say no, could you? No, Regis, no.
Select again, Regis.
Thank you, Miss Judge, for overruling Mr. Big Shot here.
All right.
The host, of course, must be understanding at all times and always take pains to protect the stars. You know, like perhaps you just misunderstood the question.
I may have misled John a little while ago in that oh my category because I left off one of the octopus's arms. I said only 7 of them instead of 8, so it would have been a septimus or a septipus, and that threw John. I'm
Yes.
sorry about that. I apologize.
Well, we'll let it go this time.
Thank you.
But whether they had all the answers or not, some celebs have been so successful with their game show appearances that we've forgotten what they did to get famous in the first place.
An egg. Don't, well, do it. Get the game, just keep jumping up and down.
Some stars are just good at game shows. So good, in fact, that a select few have slipped into that special category of celebrity we've come to know and love as game show regulars.
Hello.
$250.
The Children's Hospital.
Oh, you're making a few more.
Some personalities have become so identified with game shows, viewers may have difficulty remembering what they did before going on the game show.
Here's the $500 response.
See? Famous woman. That's it.
Worth every penny.
Betty White, whom millions of viewers have seen and enjoyed on game shows like $100,000 Pyramid, Password Plus, Match Game, and Tattletales, has never suffered from an identity problem.
Did you do it on your own, Betty?
Well, yes, but not in a while. What time is it? Can you see somebody tuning this in for the first time? What are they talking about?
Our producer, Robert Sherman, as well as all of us, marvel at how Betty comes up with answers that seemingly are unattainable by the normal human being.
Makes me mad.
And I know.
Besides appearing on game shows, Betty is a multiple Emmy Award-winning actress and former star of The Mary Tyler Moore Show, Golden Girls, and her very own sitcom, The Betty White Show.
And they said she was just another pretty face.
Exactly.
Let's find out right now which of our celebrities over here actually saw a flying saucer. Come on, gang. Who is it? It is Jamie. All right, Liz.
before he became a familiar fixture on shows like Celebrity Charades, Body Language, $100,000 Pyramid, and Win, Lose, or Draw, actor Jamie Farr played one of TV's most memorable characters ever in Corporal Maxwell Q. Klinger on the long-running series MASH.
I don't know who I'm talking to.
You're a sportsman.
Oh. He got it.
Yeah.
He's going. They got it. Touchdown.
It is a nil.
Mass and couldn't be Lone Ranger.
Lone Ranger is right.
When the late comedian Nipsey Russell joined the panel of Missing Links in 1964, he became the first black regular on a network game show.
And Nipsey Russell.
Get ready to match the stars. Nipsey Russell.
Nipsey hadn't done much television before that, just a small role on Car 54, Where Are You? But his obvious gift for gab was his ticket to over 3 decades of game show success.
Once you were a larvae, then you were a pupa. What will you be next?
Probably vice president. And if I'm elected, there will be biscuit trees on every corner and molasses flowing in the gutter. Pull you a biscuit off any tree and sop your way to prosperity.
Nipsey, you've played this game many times.
I have indeed.
Yes, and you're probably very, very good because you have a way with words.
A way with words?
Yes.
I just saw a movie about a mermaid. Don't understand the reason why. It's not enough woman to make love to and too much fish to fry.
Look at that, Nips. Oh, that
We
is...
may not be the sharpest, but we are the loudest.
I like my women the same way I like my eggs. Charles?
He likes his women fried.
Someone we've come to regard perhaps as the dean of game show regulars, Charles Nelson Riley, was in fact most closely associated with just one program, Match Game.
My answer was a woman in a 2-piece black suit and large glasses who hasn't smoked in 29 days, whose initials are BSK and had 1 daughter and 2 sons, and whose hobby was moteling in Encino.
Charlie occupied the same chair on that show for 9 crazy years.
What do you got? Oh.
Sitting up here for 7 years, you have to do something with your hands.
Charles, may I ask you a question?
My nails are clean.
Yes,
That's why I held it so boldly.
Why is it that you have the CBS pass pinned to your shirt there? Won't they let you in without a pass? Don't they know you by now? We've been on almost 6
We're at all times.
Well, now, I mean, can't you just walk by the door? You're a big star, Charles. Can't you
No,
just...
I'm not.
Yes, you are. Now, listen, I
People
carry
still
my...
think I'm Harvey Korman.
No.
On my left, a dashing and smashing TV star, Mr. William Shatner.
William Shatner is back on primetime now, but there are few viewers who can claim to be unfamiliar with the iconic Captain Kirk of TV Star Trek. In the days when the Enterprise was wandering the vast reaches of syndication, Bill was a much sought-after guest for shows like Beat the Clock, Tattletales, To Tell the Truth, and What's My Line?
I see.
Yes,
I
no?
predict he'll take it.
You say yes.
Yes. Based on the fact that the man is obviously a master spy, you notice the curlicue on the forehead. That's a secret signal.
What of these subjects would you like, please, William? Well, do you have a hang-up?
Well, let's find out.
Maybe you two would like if we just all left and let you do it. However,
Why not?
I assume that's my hang-up.
And the only way that you can move this balloon is by hitting it with your hips.
I had a distinguished career. Bill, may I have the next dance?
You certainly may. Ready, go.
1, 2, 3.
Waltz.
The dance.
Foxtrot, tango. Charleston.
That's it. This is this Polish.
Mazurka.
No. If I give you a.
Polka.
That's it. This is.
Belly dance.
That's it. This is arabesque and.
Ballet.
This is a dance.
Square dancing.
That's it. This is. You notice I didn't use the word
lines once.
You didn't need it. You did it. I never saw you act like that in Star Trek.
But if there are game show regulars, there are irregulars too, and these include some of the most recognizable names and faces on the planet. Next, we show you the biggest stars to ever grace a game show.
At this stage, I'd